Hello everyone, welcome to UK Daily Brief. I'm Chloe. Today is Boxing Day, the 26th of December, and here are the key things you need to know across the UK today. Let's start with the weather. Most parts of the UK are seeing dry, cold, and largely sunny conditions today. According to the latest forecasts, much of England will stay dry and bright throughout the day, with very little chance of rain. You can expect a mix of clear skies, sunshine, and some patchy cloud, especially during the afternoon. Temperatures will remain low, daytime highs around 5 to 6 degrees Celsius, overnight lows falling to around 2 to 3 degrees. Speedy emoji. Winds will be light to moderate, roughly 14 to 26 km per hour, but with the cold air, it may still feel quite chilly, particularly in the early morning and evening. The UK Met Office has also warned that while conditions remain dry for most areas, parts of northern regions and rural areas may see patches of mist or frost. Drivers are advised to watch out for icy or slippery roads, especially on untreated surfaces and during early hours. Here are the key stories you need to know in the UK today. £38 billion spent in one day. Online shopping officially overtakes the high street. Christmas sea swim turns deadly. UK Coast Guard search ends, 2 people still missing. King Charles III Christmas message. Put down hatred. Put down phones. Britain must reunite. NHS winter pressure hits critical levels. Some A&E patients wait up to half a day as flu cases surge.
According to the latest retail forecasts, total UK spending this Boxing Day could reach as much as £38 billion. That's around 3 to 5% higher than last year. A surprisingly strong result, especially with the cost of living still under pressure. But this year, the biggest change isn't how much people are spending. It's how they're shopping. More than 55% of all spending is now online, and nearly 70% of those purchases are made on mobile phones.
According to the latest retail forecasts, total UK spending this Boxing Day could reach as much as £38 billion. That's around 3 to 5% higher than last year, a surprisingly strong result, especially with the cost of living still under pressure. This year, the biggest change isn't how much people are spending. It's how they're shopping. More than 55% of all spending is now online, and nearly 70% of those purchases are made on mobile phones, so instead of queuing outside shops, many shoppers are now waking up early and placing orders straight from their phones. The top-selling categories include fashion, electronics, home goods, and beauty products, with high-value electronics performing particularly well. Industry experts say Boxing Day has officially shifted from a high-street shopping event to a nationwide online shopping battle. And that £38 billion figure isn't just a number. It's a clear signal that online shopping now fully dominates the UK retail market. On Christmas Day, during an annual festive sea swimming event in Budleigh Salterton, swimmers were suddenly caught in severe weather and strong sea currents. As conditions worsened, several participants got into serious difficulty in the water. Emergency services responded immediately. The UK Coast Guard, along with rescue helicopters, lifeboats, and volunteer teams, launched a large-scale search and rescue operation. Multiple people were rescued and brought safely ashore. However, after hours of searching, authorities confirmed that 2 people remain missing. Rescue teams reported strong winds, large waves, low water temperatures, and rapidly changing sea currents, making the operation extremely dangerous. After assessing the risks, officials made the decision to end the search operation. A rescue worker said that winter sea swimming carries very high risks, and that conditions can turn critical within minutes when the weather changes. Authorities are now urging the public to remember that festive events do not remove the dangers of the sea, and that winter swimming should only be attempted after careful weather checks and honest assessment of personal ability. King Charles III has delivered one of his most closely watched Christmas messages since becoming king. In this year's address, the king moved beyond seasonal greetings to speak directly about division, anxiety, and emotional strain in British society. He highlighted 3 key values: unity, reconciliation, and empathy. The king said that at a time of growing disagreement, people should try to understand one another, rather than label each other. He also spoke about digital anxiety, encouraging the public during the festive period to put their phones down, step back from social media arguments, and focus on time with family and loved ones. The king said, True connection does not come from screens, but from human relationships. UK media estimate that the Christmas message, broadcast on television and streamed online, was watched by tens of millions of people across the UK and the Commonwealth. It remains one of the most widely viewed annual speeches in the world. According to the latest winter monitoring data, emergency departments across the UK remain under extreme pressure. In some hospitals, patients are waiting 8 to 12 hours or longer, while ambulances are queuing outside hospitals before patients can be handed over. Healthcare leaders say this winter is being driven by three pressures: a rise in seasonal flu, more elderly admissions due to cold weather, and staff shortages during the holiday period. In several areas, hospital bed occupancy has stayed above 95%, well over the 85% level considered safe. Doctors and nurses say A&E departments are now operating in a near-constant emergency state, with large numbers of non-urgent cases further increasing waiting times. The NHS is urging the public to only attend A&E in genuine emergencies. For non-urgent care, people are advised to use NHS 111, community clinics, and pharmacy services. With winter far from over, pressure on the NHS continues, and whether it can cope with the holiday peak remains a major concern across the UK. That's it for today's UK Daily Brief. If you find this kind of daily UK news and practical updates useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We bring you what's happening in the UK, every day, in the shortest time possible. I'm Chloe, and I'll see you tomorrow on UK Daily Brief.